And I'm frustrated, and I'm standing over on the sidelines for a minute and huffing and puffing and holding my shorts and kind of feeling sorry for myself and thinking, I just don't know if I can play at this level. And at that moment, I feel this large hand on my shoulder. I turn around. It's Wilt Chamberlain. Arguably the greatest basketball player that ever lived. Wilt had retired from the NBA a few years earlier, and every afternoon would come down to the men's gym and watch the young guys work out. Wilt grabbed me by the shoulder, spun me around, looked me in the eye and said, first of all, young fella, you are never going to catch that man. I said, thanks, Wilt. I already figured that out. And he said, more importantly, it's not your job. He said, come with me. Let me tell you what your job is. Wilt grabbed me by the arm. He took me out on the court. He positioned me right in front of the basket. He said, you see this basket? He said, your job is to stop players from getting there. Your job is to make them miss their shot, collect the rebound, throw it up to the guard, let them go down the other end and score it, and your job is to cruise up to half court and see what's going on. I like this part. He said, I've been watching you play, and I see the skill you have at defense. He said, this is what you need to concentrate on. When Wilt shared that with me, everything changed. I understood what I needed to do. I understood what I could be great at. Wilt showed me what my job was and how doing what I did would benefit my team. In that moment, I knew what I needed to focus on and what I needed to let go of. I wasn't that fast. I wasn't that great at scoring, but I did have a talent for preventing others from scoring goals. And it took a Wilt Chamberlain to see it. I stopped running around trying to do everything and instead focused on the one thing I could be great at. And I went on to become one of the great defensive players in the NBA. 4 years later, that 5-minute conversation took me to breaking the NBA record for the most blocked shots in a single season, 456, which is still the record today. That 5-minute conversation took me to a 12-year NBA career, being named Defensive Player of the Year twice, and in 1989, I was named an All-Star. Commitment number one of a winning team is know your job. How many of you are running around trying to do everything when there's really only one thing you can be great at? And if you're not doing that one thing, you're probably not succeeding. How many of us are guilty of this? We get so focused on exceeding expectations that we forget the basics. To position yourself for success today, you need to narrow your focus and intensify it. To play at the top of your game, do what you do best. That's your job. What are you excellent at? What is your greatest strength?